talk some basketball. And we're going to start off with the ladies and gentlemen. Let's go already back to the weekend. Let's go back to Saturday. Juju Watkins led the master. No, let me take that back. It wasn't really Juju. Kiki Efrink led the 7th-ranked Trojans over the win over 8th-ranked Buckeyes down in Los Angeles, California, 84-63, a 21-point beatdown in a top 10 Big Ten showdown. Wow. After Trojans moved to 21-2 on the season after Saturday's win. Good for them. The Ohio State Buckeyes dropped to 20-3 for them. And then down in the Big 12, 25 Oklahoma State Cowboys knocked off 12th-ranked Kansas Wildcats by 30. That is not a mistake, ladies and gentlemen. That is 85-55. A 30-point dumping Cowboys to the Wildcats. Big 12 could be something interesting to look forward to as we go down the stretch and we get closer and closer to conference tournament and then March Madness, and it's going to be amazing. I'm telling you this right now. Both the women and the men's will finally have the same excitement when it comes to March Madness, because what has been going on this year in both basketball leagues has been phenomenal. Just phenomenal. The plays of the ladies, the plays of the men. This March Madness is going to be something to behold because both the men and the women have been on one. I'm not loving it. That was Saturday. Let's move to Sunday. Ladies and gentlemen, Don Staley has lost a second game in a season. Because on Sunday, the Texas Longhorns, the 4th-ranked Longhorns, shout out to Cole Johnson, took down the number 2 team, South Carolina Gamecocks. Yes, they're the reigning defending champions. Took an L over the weekend. Their second L on the season, 66-62. And Madison Booker, a.k.a. the female Kevin Durant. Yes, I am calling her the female Kevin Durant. She was on one against the Gamecocks of South Carolina. By the way, it's already bad enough. She's wearing the number 35. We all know who wore 35 at Texas. Who's wearing 35 now? Right now, he playing for the Phoenix Suns. Kevin Durant. But Madison Booker, 20 points, 11 boards to lead the Longhorns in a probably. I wish I had Cole Johnson on here. He probably can tell me. I think this is probably Texas' biggest win in program history in basketball, both men and women. If I'm being crazy honest with you, because I can't think of a bigger win for the Texas program in basketball than this. You just knocked off number 2 at home in a top 5 SEC matchup. You know? So congrats. And Madison Booker, she's a baller. She is a baller. And then the team that will be number 2, once I show you the rankings, will be those are the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. They took down 21 ranked Cal 91-50. That must beat them by 40. That must beat them by 40. Look here. When it comes to Notre Dame, man, when you have somebody like Hannah Hidalgo, along with Olivia Miles, and Coach Ivy as the coach, man, look here. This team is something else, okay? Man, Hannah Hidalgo, let me see where we at. 24 points, 5 assists. 10 from 20 from the field, shot 50% from the field, 4 for 5 from 3-point range, 80% from 3. 80% from 3. That is ridiculous. And then Olivia Miles, 60. She put up 60 points, gave you 7 boards, and gave you 6 dimes. I mean, what more do you want? I mean, this team here. Look, between Olivia Miles and Hannah Hidalgo, Notre Dame gonna be a team to watch out. If you South Carolina, if you UCLA, they have a star in Hidalgo, and stars can knock off a team. We have seen it plenty of times in basketball. A superstar can be good enough to knock off a whole team because it gives the rest of her teammates or their teammates the power to say, if I play my game along with our superstar, we can pull this off. So watch out. Notre Dame is something serious. Very, very serious. And then we go down back to the SEC country where LSU, they bounced back from their loss to South Carolina and they knocked off 19th ranked Tennessee 82-77. Good win for them. Good bounce back win. They needed that after that loss to South Carolina, which they having a hard time beating South Carolina, but nice win on the bounce back. And kind of a disappointing loss for Tennessee as well, because you couldn't follow up that big win over UConn. Your very next game against LSU, you took an L. So LSU bounced back very well, and Tennessee, they didn't follow up their big win over UConn. So let's see how both teams respond in their next game. And then in the ACC, the Wolfpack, the NC State Wolfpack ranked 14. They went to Tallahassee and touchdown, 22nd ranked Florida State by 23 points. Ugh, that is all right. And with those results, here is the new AP top 25 for the ladies. As always, the only unbeaten team in the nation is the UCLA Bruins. That includes the men as well. The Lady Bruins are undefeated, so they're obviously going to stay number one. South Carolina lost, so that I told you earlier. Notre Dame moved up to number 2. Texas beat South Carolina, so they get 3. And then South Carolina, the reigning defending national champions, are at 4. LSU 5, followed by USC, UConn, Kentucky, Ohio State, and NC State around out the top 10. And then you see 11 through 25. But this little Texas, South Carolina, LSU, 3, 4, 5. 3 teams from the Southeast Conference in the top 5. Then you add Kentucky in, and that's 4 teams in the top 10. I didn't even get to the men's stuff. The men's is even more ridiculous when it comes to the Southeastern Conference. It's more ridiculous with them. But there's no 4 teams from the Southeastern Conference ranked in the top 10. Then we didn't even get to Tennessee, Oklahoma, Alabama. That's 3 more teams in the top 25. 7 teams in the top 25. Almost 1/3 of the polls is Southeastern Conference. I mean, when I open it saying that the Southeastern Conference has been dominating basketball, I was not lying. I'm not saying it because I'm a Southeastern Conference guy. I'm saying it because this is what I'm seeing. 17 in the top 25 are from the Southeastern Conference. It's just what it is. Now, those of you want to say, what about the ACC for the ladies? Okay, you got Notre Dame. All right. You got NC State. You got North Carolina. That's 3. You got Georgia Tech, who's ranked 19th, and there's a hell of a surprise. If there was any surprises, it'll be the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, and you got Florida State, 5. You got 5. Big 10, UCLA, USC, Ohio State, Maryland, Michigan State. It's 5. So I'm just saying the SEC is on one. I don't know what it is about the Southeastern Conference. Didn't have the results that they wanted in football, but they are on their way in basketball for damn sure. All right. But that's how the show came out Monday. And speaking of the SEC, we did have an upset to begin the week. Ole Miss took down 8th ranked Kentucky, 66-57. Kentucky jumped out to the lead. You know, they had a 8-point lead at the half, and then was held to 20 points in the second half. Was held to 20 points in the second half. Was outscored 35-20 in the second half, and that's how they end up getting upset by Ole Miss. Big win for Ole Miss, by the way, because Ole Miss been struggling this year. Usually, Ole Miss is another team that's usually ranked in the top 25. Usually, a team you got to look out for on the women's side. They've been struggling this year, so this is a huge win for Ole Miss. I want y'all to understand the struggles that Ole Miss has been having this year. This is a big win for the Lady Rebels. Okay, hopefully they can build on this as we get closer and closer to conference tournament to position themselves to get into the dance, because Ole Miss should be one of the teams that's in the conversation of going to in the Sweet 16 or Elite 8. But they've been struggling this year, so we'll see if this is the win that they needed to get them back on the right track. And then yesterday, we had a top 25 showdown in the Big 12. 18th ranked West Virginia traveled down to Waco, Texas to take on 25th ranked Baylor, and Baylor Bears came out with a 10-point win. That was a good win for those ladies there. The Lady Bears 21-5 on the season, dropping the Lady Mountaineers 19-5 on the season. So we going to get some more big games, okay, before we get into conference tournament time. And we're going to see who's going to position themselves, who on the bubble, who's going to put themselves in line to get a automatic bid or at-large bid before going into conference tournament for the ladies. we will go from there. But for right now, it's been a good thing. Now, before I go, tomorrow, tomorrow is a big day for the ladies. Okay, you see it on your screen right here. Beginning at 6 o'clock tomorrow, Louisville is in Tallahassee to take on 23rd ranked Florida State. Do not sleep on the Louisville Cardinals. They still can play some freaking ball. They are 17-7 on the season. It's not what they normally are around this point in time. They're usually better than that. Probably they're usually about, 20-4, 20-3 around this time. But hey, do not sleep on the Louisville Cardinals, okay? Florida State, you already took an L. Don't add another L to it if you overlook Louisville, okay? And then the first of two big games. Number one, 7 p.m. ESPN2. Rupp Arena should be packed. Rupp Arena should be on fire. A-Frame, Kentucky hosting third-ranked Texas. Yet again, here's another situation similar to Tennessee and LSU. Kentucky is coming off an upset loss to Ole Miss on Monday. Tennessee is coming off their biggest win in program history, knocking off number 2 and reigning defending champion South Carolina. Can Texas follow up that monster win with a trip to Rupp Arena and get a big-time W over a ranked team? Or will Kentucky bounce back from that upset loss that they took Monday and knock off the third-ranked team in the country in the Texas Longhorns? So you're going to get some more big games. And then once 30 minutes after that on Peacock 7:30, the 9th-ranked Buckeyes, they'll look to bounce back and get themselves back right as they host the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Now, Minnesota with 19-6 record makes me a little tricky about them when they go to Ohio State. Because Ohio State, you can say them 3 losses has been a little disappointing. But they are still 20-3, so we're going to put respect where respect is due. Can Minnesota pull off a big upset? Because if Minnesota can pull this off and get to 20-6, that's one of the teams that will line themselves up for an at-large bid to get in before conference tournament play, because you knocked off number 9 in the country and you did it on the road. The committee looks at those like that. 1, what type of team did you beat? 2, where did you beat them? And 3, how did you beat them? So if Minnesota can go to Ohio State and knock off number 9, get to 20-6, they line themselves up for a nice at-large bid. And then the game of the week, ladies and gentlemen. Game of the week. 10 o'clock. Peacock after Minnesota, Ohio State. The battle for Los Angeles. Number 1, 23-0, UCLA Bruins against number 6, 21-2, USC Trojans. I will be home in time to watch this game. I will be up late night watching this game. You have Lauren Betts and the Bruins going against Juju Watkins and the Trojans. If you can be up late to watch this game, watch this game. Remember, on both sides, men and women, UCLA is the lone unbeaten team in college basketball. And you talking about USC, we already know about Juju Watkins. Kiki Irving is on this team. This is going to be a fight to the finish. I'm looking forward to a competitive game for 40 minutes, 4 hard quarters of basketball to be played in Los Angeles. And usually, I'm not the one to usually get excited about California games, to be honest with you, because I'm one of the biggest USC Trojan haters out there. Full disclosure, but I love Juju Watkins and what she brings to the table on the court. And seeing how what UCLA is like when I watch them go against Maryland at Maryland, oh yeah, I'm looking forward to this game. I will watch this game when I get to the house tomorrow night. I'm telling you right now, if you can stay up. Now, if you got to go up and get up early in the morning, go ahead, go to sleep, do what you got to do. But if you are able to stay up to watch this game at 10 p.m. tomorrow, I advise you to do so, because this is a game to watch. That's the game to watch now.